Going on, guys? Serious Hydro Spy here with my third Force of Will video. I heard your constructive criticism about my camera is shaky, and I'm looking to fix that. I already bought myself a tripod and a mount on eBay. I will be using them when I get them, probably sometime next week. But for now, please bear with my shakiness. Without further ado, this is my deck profile on Grimmia. A lot of people have been posting lists on Facebook, or just asking for lists. I haven't really seen any I like. I'm not saying this is the best build. This has actually only been tested 1 or 2 games, so it will be fixed. This is the first version. But yeah, this is the list for those of you that want to see it without me explaining things, and then for those of you who want me to explain things, let's get on to the deck profile. So to start things off, we got Pandora, the Weaver of Myth. This is our ruler. It says pay 5 if your life points are 3,000 or less, pay 4 instead. If your life is 2,000 or less, pay 2 instead. If your life points are 1,000 or less, pay 0 instead. So pretty much what you want to be doing with this deck is flipping her for free, or, you know, the cheaper the better, obviously. She has a pretty powerful effect when you flip her over into Grimmia, which is continuous. Whenever this card attacks, you may search your main deck for a weapon. Addition J Resonator and add it to him. I believe you can't add it to other Resonators. It was routed. And then activate pay 1 light. This card gains swiftness and target attack until the end of turn. So pretty much you're gonna get him out for hopefully 0 mana or 2 mana. Then pay 1 light to give it swiftness, attack, and attach a weapon to it. You can also pay 2 light to banish an addition attached to him, and tap up to 2 guys. So when he's attacking, you're going to be searching out this card, Ragnarok. It says the added Resonator, J Resonator gets +5/+5, and if it deals damage to a Resonator and puts the Resonator into the graveyard, you gain life points equal to its defense that it killed. So yeah, so that's the Grimmia. Let's just get into the Resonators. We run a very light package of Resonators. Just, what is it, 14? And I bet a lot of you are going to say, why do you run Blazer? Because it banishes cards. I mean, it removes them from the game, so you won't be able to gain life with this card. So it may seem to not really interact well, but I think that's not the case, because Blazer is more of a win condition, like a secondary win condition. It's just so powerful, it never dies, as long as they don't like negate it or whatever. It's just a really powerful card, and I think you need it if you run red, and about any deck right now. Next up, we got the for Alice. You got to run Alice in the blue-white deck. I've been trying to build blue-white decks around Alice, but I find like blue and white not to interact well together. Blue is a bit weak at the moment, but yeah. But Alice is just really great. It gives all your guys you know, untargetable, hexproof, whatever you want to call it, and she's just like added removal and a flying body. She's all that you want, and she's actually very good with the weapon. You can equip the weapon to her. She becomes a 12/12 hexproof, gain life, just monster. Then we got 4 of this little mermaid. That's mostly for like control matchups. It's really good to stop like early elves and just like get rid of their early guys. It's also really good against aggro. It just can like get rid of their 500 bodies that just keep attacking at you while also drawing you cards. Same thing for Cheshire Cat. It just gets you to what you need. Not that this deck really needs anything. It just needs to flip the Grimmia, but it can just like help you out, and it's a nice blocker. It keeps going back in the deck. So those are the minions or Resonators. Let's get on to the spells. First off, we got 4 Shooting Star. I think if you're running blue and you don't have green in your deck, this is like a must. It's pretty much a counterspell for blue, counterspell for any deck running blue that doesn't have green in it. It's a really sweet card. It's just going to switch the target of cards, so it's really nice. Then we get the 4 Thunders. That's just going to protect you from rulers or early aggression, or sometimes they'll just even finish the game, go before their face. Next up is 2 First Lie. This card is like very interesting in this deck, because a lot of the times you're going to be activating it just because you want to pay life so you can flip Grimmia cheaper. But it's also going to be drawing you 3 cards if you win the number war. Yeah, it's a sweet card. 2 Crime and Punishment. That's just going to be your answer to J Resonators. or J rulers. They can be a problem sometimes, and cards like Crime and Punishment and Thunder can really help you solve those problems. And next up are the three Ragnaroks. I already talked about them. Just a sweet card for this deck. You get to search it. Costs 3 if it's in your hand, but again, you can Cheshire Cat it to the top of your deck so you don't have to draw it. And it's good on its own. Like, it's pretty powerful to just cast on one of your dudes. Next up is 2 Breath of the God. Pretty much protects one of your J Resonators, and you get to draw a card. So it cycles, protects your guys. It's pretty sweet. Sometimes you can catch your opponent off guard with that. And then we actually have 7 chance standbys. I actually really like these cards, especially this one. This one's almost like what the whole deck is based around. Pretty much what you're doing with this deck is, obviously, you can see I don't have a lot of minions or Resonators in my deck, so this card can really punish my opponent. It says if your opponent controls 3 or more Resonators than you do, you get to choose and remove 2 of their Resonators from the game. So most of the time we'll only have around 1 Resonator on the board, maybe 2. Your opponent's going to have more than you a lot of the time, and they're not going to expect this game 1. Maybe game 2 they'll play around it, but if they're saving monsters in their hands, that means you're not getting as rushed in, which is just good on its own. And then we have 3 Cane Complex, which says when a Resonator your opponent controls is attacking, until the end of turn, gain control of target Resonator that didn't attack this turn. So pretty much when they're attacking, you get to take one of their guys and you can block with it, maybe get some good trades in. Just these cards really stop early aggression, late aggression, any kind of aggression at all, really. And they're really sweet. I used to run 4 Canes, but I actually cut them, one of them and 1 Ragnarok for 2 Dream of Juliet. I don't know if I like this card in a deck like this. I mean, I do know Juliet's a good card, Dream of Juliet, but in a deck like this, I could see myself cutting it to the sideboard. But yeah, it's just a very versatile card. And now, the stones. We simply run 4 Heat Ray, 4 Light Vapors. I mean, the deck is fire, white, blue, and we're focusing on light because of Grimmia. It costs a lot of light if you want to flip it a lot of the time. Aside from that, everything is pretty cheap, so. And the other 2 stones are 1 Moonshade and 1 Almerius. Almerius can be very good with Grimmia and also Blazer, so that's why we run it. It's very replaceable with another Moonshade. Moonshade is nice. It takes Dense at your life, which is kind of helpful for Grimmia, and it also helps you get that extra whatever color you're looking for, especially for Blazer. Blazer costs 3 red plus 2 colorless, so we have 5 red options for him, or resources. And then Almerius, yeah, give you guys flying. So that's the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I would love constructive criticism if you want to shoot it my way. Stay tuned to my next deck profile, which will probably be an update on my Little Red deck, Little Red Campanella deck. It's really sweet. That's one of my favorite decks I've played so far. So look forward to that. Peace out, guys.